scheduled meeting of the City of Griffin Board of Commissioners, September 8, 2015. Pledge allegiance will be led by Commissioner McLemore, followed by me with invocation. Please rise. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please join me in prayer. Father, we're here today to ask for your blessings and guidance in our performance of our duties as elected officials. We pray for strength, love, knowledge, and understanding. Help us to recognize and solve the problems that are presented. Make our solutions fair and just to the best interest of everyone. Help us to overcome our shortcomings and keep us united as a team to work for the betterment of the city and its people. We pray in your name. Amen. You can have a seat. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. All right, first item of business is to approve the agenda. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda that was presented?
Chair, I move we approve the agenda as presented.
We have a motion, Mr. Marr. Do we have a second?
Second.
Ms. Todd with a second. Any discussion or changes? All in favor, signal by raising your hand. 6-0. First item is presentation and delegations. First item is recognize Police Department Retiree Lieutenant Morris Pike. Chief Steve Heaton will address. Oh, there he is. No.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Actually, the department had two retirements within the last month. One of them was Corporal Todd Harris, who's not here tonight, but he had been with us for 27 years and 6 months and served a variety of areas in the police department. So we we're losing quite a bit of experience in our police department. Morris is here, and many of you know Morris. Most folks in the community know Morris because he's raised most of the folks in the community. But Lieutenant Pike started the Griffin Police Department in 1983. He served 31 years and 6 months with us. He has over 40 years of time in law enforcement in the state of Georgia. He's worked in a variety of different places within law enforcement, the Uniform Patrol Division, Criminal Investigations Division, the Traffic Unit. He's headed our DARE and our GREAT programs in the schools, where he's worked with the school system, teaching kids of our community the dangers of drugs and gangs. Lieutenant Pike was instrumental in hundreds of children graduating from the program and making a lifelong impression in each of their lives. Most recently, Lieutenant Pike was assigned to our Community Services Division, where he coordinated the police department's involvement with our community event organizers and a variety of departments to make sure that citizens were safe in our community. Lieutenant Pike's commitment to the citizens of this community is apparent in his career that he's had with the Griffin Police Department. He volunteered and participated in community events and child-related programs such as the Child ID program and Halloween events with the North Griffin Square, which is our trunk and treat programs each and every year. He did the National Night Out. If you remember, last year we had a large group at Walmart that was spearheaded by Lieutenant Pike. And Lieutenant Pike has been around and supported whatever it is we needed in this community. And we wish him the very best after 31 years.
I'd like to say personally, thank you, Officer Pike. I remember 30-plus years ago, you gave me a second chance when a lot of times in this day and time, I was only 16, so what do you expect? But you are just first class. I've watched you all these years, and I just have such great respect for you. And thank you so much for your concern, your passion for the youth and folks in this community. We will miss you. You're irreplaceable. Thank you.
Hold on there, Officer Pike. Are you sure it started? I thought you went on a Washington, D.C. trip, and that was in 19 you know, a little bit for 30 years in law enforcement. But congratulations in being able to retire as a young man. And I want you to introduce your latest addition because I got Facebook, so I get to see all the new additions. So if you'll introduce us to your wife, your daughter, and the granddaughter?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
My wife is a graduate of Griffin High School, school teacher with Griffin Public School System. She's also got 30 years of service in the system. My daughter, Brandy, and my grandchild, Hannah Little.
Fantastic.
Morris, I've got to throw my 2 cents in too, because we've had a number of interactions over the years where you've helped us on things, and you are always the most pleasant, helpful, cheerful, professional fellow around, and I personally appreciate that. I know you've been a great credit to the city, and a lot of people know you and appreciate your service. So, best of luck at retirement. Don't do something silly like I did and get another job. Just go on and
I don't know, after babysitting, you may decide that it's better to have another job. Maurice, I know your dad, and I know that you come from a great line. I wonder, can you cook fish as well as he can?
I'm still in beginner. I still got to learn from him.
Okay, very good, but we hate to lose you. We're losing a good person.
Thank you, ma'am.
best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Morris. Appreciate it. Thank you, Chief. Next item is recognized Shunda Guider, Senior Database Administrator with the City of Griffin's Information Technology Department as the August 2015 Strongest Leak Award recipient. Chief Financial Officer Marcus Schwab will address. To Jack? Okay. Come on up, Jack.
You know, I'm always great to stand before all of you, particularly when it comes to an award, okay? Shonda is the strongest link in the chain award for August. When I came to work for the City of Griffin, Shonda was matter of fact, she's the oldest member of the staff. She's been with me the longest. Look, you're not that old.
I don't think so.
And
Then you need to quit hiring babies if she's the oldest.
actually, I'm the oldest. As a matter of fact, she's not the oldest of the staff. We won't go there. But no, this award's given to Shonda for the hard work that she's done, bringing up the Cogsdale to the release level that it needs to be brought up to, for the city to move forward with a new online system that the residents are going to enjoy. We're implementing that. We have plans of implementing that at the end of this month. And what it took was Shonda started upgrading our Cogsdale system, and we had to have it up from a test system into the production system for testing on the following Saturday morning. But she worked 24 hours nonstop in order to get the system up for everyone to be able to come in on Saturday morning to fully authenticate and say, we're ready to go, and go live with it on Monday morning. This took a lot of work because prior to that, she had to build a test system. All the testing was done, and then move the test system over and back into a production system. So there was a lot of really care that was given to make this thing happen from her side. And it just goes to show the kind of employees the city has on board. And I can't speak enough of Shonda because she's another one of those silent warriors. She just sits, she does her job, and even when she was in the hospital, anytime she's been out, she's always, all of a sudden, she pops up an email. She's taking care of something. She's right there doing her job, whether she's at work or not at work. And that's commendable. Of course, in IT, that's just part of our life, right? That's what is expected of us. And just a little note, Shonda came to work for the City of Griffin on November 3rd, 1997. But anyway, and the thing is, she came from Mercer University with the Justice Department, with a justice, criminal justice degree. And for her to switch her career and to be in the IT field is commendable. And she's done a remarkable job since she's been with the city. And I know she loves it so much, she's going to continue to keep doing a remarkable job. But anyway, I can't say enough about this girl. And, oh, by the way, her daughter is now playing basketball, professional basketball. Okay, she graduated. I hate to say that. Yeah, I know. You know.
You can
Anyway.
say it, you can say it.
But, okay. But anyway, Shonda's daughter is in Germany right now playing professional basketball.
Wow.
Okay? So, I mean, that's commendable on her as a mom and the daughter. And like I said, she's just a wonderful human being, and I just can't speak enough for Shonda and what she means to the staff. So with that award, and with those words, I want to present this award, Shonda, strongly concerned, and say thank you for a job well done.
Got to wear that this week.
We keep forgetting the chain, don't we? Hey, you think that will go this way?
Shonda, Jack, and the entire staff of IT, thank you so much for your commitment and dedication to making this a great place to work. And thank you again for your service. All right, next item of business is review financials for July 2015. Chief Financial Officer Marcus Schwab will address. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Now formally, good evening, yes. What we have submitted today is a revision of the balance sheets that were presented last month. They have been corrected. There were several questions that were pointed out and numbers that were brought to light that didn't make sense. And the reports have been reviewed and revised at this point. So the $8 million that Mr. Holberg was referring to on the governmental financials, those are now accurately accounted for on the balance sheet. The reporting process was new to us, so developing the reporting parameters was a bit of a challenge crossing fiscal years, periods that were open versus closed. So we took some time again to go back to the drawing board. Now you have corrected statements for June 30th for the governmental funds and the proprietary funds. Any questions on those two documents?
General fund balance.
Yes, sir.
General fund balance is $13,560,000.
According to this report, it's going to be $11,802,000,
Okay.
sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. And that's provided there are no additional audit adjustments that we're in the middle of the audit at the moment.
Saw the team, you could smell them. Added machine tape was going strong.
Okay. Any other questions on the interim statements? Cash balance report, local option sales tax. Granted, it is only the first month of the fiscal year. We can entertain any questions you may have.
Anybody else?
Well, there's a lot more cash than last year. That's a good thing.
Again, there are $14 million worth of projects that are being rolled over, so that money will be spent. So, thank you.
Thank you, Marcus. Next item is citizens' comment. At this time, Chairperson opens the floor to comments from the audience. Comments should relate to specific agenda items not listed on the agenda for public hearing or to a concern within the jurisdiction of the City Commission meetings, period. Commission meetings serve the purpose of conducting city business and are not a forum for the unlimited expression of opinion. The chairperson reserves the right to limit comments to matters germane to city business and to refer speakers to the city manager or other staff for resolution. With that being said, is there anybody on my left side that would like to come before the board? Is there anybody on the right side that would like to come before the board? Moving on to public hearings. Public hearings are conducted to allow public comment on specific advertised issues such as the rezoning ordinances, policy development, operating budgets, and other legislative actions to be considered by the City Commission. First item tonight is to receive comments regarding a resolution to adopt the 2015 tax millage rate proposed at 7.889 rollback rate. City Manager, do you have anything to address on this?
No, sir. As we've discussed, we are going with the rollback rate of 7.889 mills, which should give us about $3.9 million in revenue from property tax at 95% collections, which is what we normally budget. We budgeted about $3,894,000. So with 95% collections, hopefully we'll make our mark.
Does any commissioner have any questions or comments? This is basically a half mill rollback. This is a public hearing. Would anybody in the audience on my left like to come before the commission, ask questions, or make comments? Is there anybody on my right that would like to come before the commission for comments or questions? Thank you very much. Item 5, receive comments regarding a request for variance to reduce the front yard setback from 50 feet to 44 feet to accommodate a small corner of the house that will encroach, and a reduction from 25 feet to 16 feet on the rear yard area where the carport, shed, and the covered patio will be constructed on the property located at Lot 1A Springer Drive, submitted by Kenneth Moore, Planning and Development Director, Tucson Kirk will address. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Yes, sir, the applicant is requesting a variance to reduce the front yard and rear yard setbacks required for the new home to be constructed on Lot 1A at Springer Drive. The request consists of the reduction from 50 feet to 44 feet in the front yard and a reduction from 25 feet to 16 feet in the rear. Based on the hardship caused by the shape of the lot, Planning and Development staff recommend approval for the variance request, reducing the front and rear yard setbacks for the property located at Lot 1A Springer Drive with the following conditions. Prior to development of the parcel, the applicant must submit requirements for a residential building permit checklist. Per the building permit checklist, the applicant shall provide a plat showing where sewer lines are in relation to the structure. Item 3 here, sewer relocation plan should be submitted to the City of Griffin Water and Wastewater Department for review. And finally, number 4, development plan shall meet the requirements of the City of Griffin floodplain ordinance. And the applicant is present.
Any questions from the commission?
There didn't seem to be a downside to all this. The gentleman uses a lot, and I trust he's going to build a nice home there, but I see Mr. Ray out here, and I think that's the neighbor. I was curious if Mr. Ray had any issue with this.
Any other questions from the commission? This is a public hearing. Would the applicant or anybody in the room have a question or comment at this time? Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Item 6, consider approval of the August 25, 2015 City of Griffin Board of Commissioners workshop at the regular scheduled meeting.
Mr. Chairman, if there are no additions or corrections by others, I move we present both sets of minutes. We approve the minutes as presented.
A motion, Mr. Marr. Do we have a second? Looking for a second?
Second.
Mr. McCord with a second. Any discussion? All in favor, signal by raising your hand. 4, 5, okay. 5-0-1. Thank you very much. Regular agenda. Item 7, consider for approval a resolution adopting the 2015 property tax millage rate of 7.889 rollback rate.
Move we approve.
Ms. Todd with a motion to approve. Do we have a second? Second, Mr. McLemore. Any discussion? All in favor, signal by raising your hand. 6-0. Item 8, consider a request for variance to reduce the front yard setback from 50 feet to 44 feet to accommodate the small corner of the house that will be encroached, and reduction from 25 feet to 16 feet in the rear yard area where the carport, shed, and a covered patio will be constructed on the property located at 1A Springer Drive, submitted by Kenneth Moore.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve this with the attached conditions that came with it.
We have a motion, Mr. Marr. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. McCord. Any discussion or questions? All in favor, signal by raising your hand. 6-0. Item 9, consider approval of resolution to amend the City of Griffin's operating and capital budget fiscal year 2014-15 in the amount of $16,772,617, and fiscal year 2015-16 in the amount of $14,512,995 for projects that we will complete in fiscal year 2016. Chief Financial Officer Marcus Schwab will address. Mr. Schwab?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the rollovers as presented, and the difference goes in the fund balance, so I understand this is a little confusing. Is that correct? You're
Yeah,
rolling
that's
out
not
16 and
necessarily.
rolling in 14.
Well,
Explain that.
there are $16 million worth of adjustments in total. $14 million is part of the projects. The other $2 million are adjustments.
Okay. So not necessarily the fund balance.
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
So Mr. Morrow made a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Todd. Any questions or comments? All in favor, signal by raising your hand. 6-0. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Item 10, request approval to surplus 6 tasers with holsters and donate to Georgia State Patrol Post 1. These tasers were purchased with the asset forfeiture funds and have been rotated out of service, being replaced by newer models.
I object. I think that should be given to the commissioners. We need.
Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Mr. Morrow with a motion to approve the surplus. Do we have a second? Second, Ms. Todd. Any discussion? All in favor, signal by raising your hand. 6-0. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Item 11, consider the approval of the bid and work contract to McElroy Equipment LLC for the relocation of water utilities for PI 8237 and PI 8238 intersection improvement project in the amount of $52,597 for the Water Wastewater Department of the Public Works and Utilities Department. Do we have a motion to approve?
I move we approve.
Mr. Morrow, second by Mr. McCord. And this money is coming out of SPLOST money, correct? Our piece of the money? Okay, so SPLOST funds at work. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, signal by raising your hand. 6-0. Item 12, consider approval of task order to Paragon Consulting Group for surveying, engineering, and construction management for the CDBG Phase 7 of the Thomaston Mill Village in the amount of $72,883 for the Water Wastewater Department, for the Public Works and Utilities Department. For disclosure, I'll be abstaining from voting for potential conflict of interest of owning property in the area. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Ms. Todd with a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Morrow. All in favor, signal by raising your hand. 5-0-1. Okay. Item 13, consider purchase of Toyota forklift model 8FG-25 from Toyota Forklift Atlanta in the amount of $25,345 for the Water Wastewater Department of the Public Works and Utilities Department. Pleasure of the board.
I move we approve.
Motion from Mr. Morrow, second by Mr. McLemore. Any discussion or questions? All in favor, signal by raising your hand. 6-0. Item 14, consider the purchase of Kohler 1600 RE0VMD generator for the Flint River Pump Station from Nixon Power Services Company in the amount of $312,800 for the Water Wastewater Department, the Public Works and Utilities Department. Pleasure of the board.
Move we approve.
Ms. Todd with a motion. Do we have a second? Second by Mr. McLemore. Any questions or comments? All in favor, signal by raising your hand. 6-0. Item 15, consider approval to award purchase of one Caterpillar C2660S construction truck with a 15.5-foot dump body in the amount of $146,303 from Yancey Brothers off the NJPA contract. Vehicle will be a new addition and assigned to General Fund Public Works Street Department. Pleasure.
That is $313.
$146,313.
I move that we approve.
Ms. Todd made a motion. Do we have a second? Ms. Flowers.
I'm going to build dump trucks in my next slide.
And this was a budgeted item for this year, cash purchase? Or is this a finance project? Cash purchase. Okay. Okay. We have a motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor, signal by raising your hand. 6-0. Item 16, consider approval of the task order formed in conjunction with the master service agreement with Brown and Caldwell LLC for fiscal year 15-16 engineering services at the Shoal Creek C&D landfill. Phil Francis will address. Do we have a motion to approve?
We do.
Mr. Marr has a motion and a second.
I thought it was, I'm sorry.
Let's see what I got.
I thought it was interesting that you took the 2014 capacity, subtracted the tonnage of everything that went in, and computed the 2015 availability, and it took a registered engineer to do that. So I just noted that. That sounds pretty complicated.
Welcome to the world of environmental protection division. Your tax dollars at work.
So this is a task order to allow us to keep doing what we're doing, basically.
Hey, I think you met your match, Nick.
Thank you. We had a motion, Mr. Marr, a second
Sometimes
by
I shake
Mr.
my head.
McLemore. Any other questions? All in favor, signal by raising your hand. 6-0. Item 7, consider approval of a resolution authorizing the filing of a petition for condemnation using the declaration of taking method for a fee simple acquisition of right-of-way and 2 temporary construction easements at 104 Quincy Avenue, owned by Dunson Properties LLC, PNC Bank, lender.
Thank you, PNC Bank, for this.
Do we have a motion?
We approve.
Mr. Marr with a motion approved. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Todd. Any questions or comments from the city attorney? All in favor, signal by raising your hand. 6-0. Item 18, consider agreement to purchase real estate at 620 North 6th Street in the amount of $1,000 for right-of-way for intersection number 1 improvement project of the 2008 SPLOST for the Public Works and Utilities Department. Pleasure of the board.
Move we approve.
Ms. Todd with a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. McLemore. Any questions or comments? All in favor, signal by raising your hand. 6-0. And finally, consider approval of resolution and settlement agreement and authorization for the chairperson to execute said agreement in the case of Stephanie Yarborough versus City of Griffin, Colt Tolan, and Lance Park, civil action file number 314 CV 193 TCB, U.S. District Court, the Northern District, Georgia. You have to explain to what's going on?
We're just settling a lawsuit. We were able to settle it for a very nominal sum, we felt like, much less than it cost to recommend by Burma. Go ahead and do so and obtain the settlement for us.
Another one makes me shake my head, but I move we approve.
Mr. Marr with the motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Flowers. Any other questions or comments? All in favor, signal by raising your hand. 6-0. And that is our agenda for the night. City manager report.
Just a reminder about Citizens Government Academy this Thursday night at 6:30. And next week, I'll be doing a series of employee town hall meetings for our employees to have an opportunity to chat with me and staff. You're welcome to any of those. We'll be doing them Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 7:30 a.m. and 3 p.m. to accommodate all of our employees' schedules. That's all I have.
Mr. Whalen?
I have nothing.
Mr. McCord?
I just want to, announce to everyone, we had a passing today of a Griffin icon, Miss Juanita Morris, who's a teacher at Griffin High School, some years back, passed away this afternoon, I think at Griffin Hospital. So it's Father Reno. So I ask that you would keep her family in your prayers. We would truly miss her. That's all.
Mr. McLemore?
Quickly congratulate Mr. Holbert for being reelected effectively, and Mr. Brock out in the audience, congratulations.
And we're with you.
We'll let Bill see it.
You think tonight?
Yes, I'm going to say this and get off my chest and put it on the record in case anybody watches these videos. I'm a great believer in the First Amendment in general and freedom of speech in particular. I think you're free to make as intelligent a comment as you want to. You're always free to make as stupid a comment as you want to. You're free to tell the truth, and you're also free to tell a lie. So this brings me down to all this nonsense on social media. And when you tell lies or speak untruths, and you malign good folks working for the city, our manager, our Griffin Power Director, and the others, then I have a great exception to that. And the reality and the truth is, I printed this little spreadsheet, which I'm spreading around, is that we are basically, the city of Griffin, in the bottom quartile of the price of electricity in the state of Georgia. And for those on social or on social media don't know what that means, it means the bottom 1/4 of the price. So we're one of the lower price providers of electricity in the state of Georgia, and any of this nonsense to the alternative is nothing but nonsense. I'd also add that it's very simple to go on the Public Service Commission website. That's where these numbers come from. It's all out there for the public to see and rank and what the costs are. So somehow maybe the truth will get out there, but in the meantime, Mr. Bosch and Mr. Smith do a wonderful job for us, and they're doing what we, the commission, direct them to do. So since I didn't get a laser tonight, I guess we're just going to deal with it.
Thank you.
And that's all I have to say.
Welcome back, Ms. Todd.
Thank you, Doug. And it's wonderful. My new knee and I are glad to be back. And it's wonderful to be pain-free and to feel good and to contribute for the next 4 months. Thrilled with your not having opposition, and for David Brock not having opposition. David will be sitting in this seat come January, and we're looking forward to it, David. Good. And let me give kudos to Harry. He was a wonderful caregiver. I never believed that he could do it without complaining or anything like that. But even though he did slip away a couple times and play golf, and I sat still for 4 hours, he was a wonderful caregiver.
We've always known he's a saint beyond all imagination.
That's true.
Well, I was just very thankful at 4:30 came on Friday that did not have to go through a grueling campaign. But I was kind of disappointed that Mr. Evans actually beat me Monday morning to the polling, to registration. So, Cora, you will do a fine job because you've led well this year. So, thank you for your service. I want to thank the city water crew. Last Thursday night, there was a major water leak on Maple Drive, about the size of a hole you put half a boxcar in when it finally got done. Unfortunately, my wife left the faucet on in the bathroom, and I had a slow drain. I got my downstairs flooded out. But Brant, your guys, Tony Mathis, and the crew did a great job. And there was not a lot of hate on Facebook that night. They all understood. Again, David, congratulations. And I just want to thank everybody for your kind words of support and encouragement through this process. And back to Mr. Bosch and Mr. Smith, I just want to commend y'all staffs for what you're doing, what you put up with. It's not a rate issue, it's a consumption issue. I actually carry my little white book now everywhere I go through downtown Griffin. It has Kevlar on it to protect the bullets and the darts and the barbs. But City of Griffin did not raise their rates this year. We have the exact same rate structure for 1,000, 1,500, and 2,000 kilowatt hours. And was expecting a room full of patrons here to express their feelings, but as usual, they like to use social media instead. But
They like to hide.
They like to hide. But again, to your staff, Bill, and to everybody else, thank you for y'all's commitment and your patience working with customers. Just like any of these other commissioners, I'll be more than glad to sit down with citizens and discuss things. Citizens Government Academy is coming up, so this is your time to shine and sell the City of Griffin department heads. So good luck over the next several months, and thank you for your commitment and overtime that you spend working with those folks. I know it takes time away from your families, but you sell the message that we're trying to let folks know about. It's a great opportunity for the citizens of this community to learn about Griffin and Spalding County. With that being said, are there any other comments or questions, or do we have a motion to adjourn?
Move we adjourn.
We have a motion from Mr. Morrow, a second from Mr. McCord.